So, the big question is, where's Jacen? Are we going to see him in Ahsoka, and is he Force sensitive? Well, you found the right place. If my information is true, Jacen Syndulla is going to be in the Ahsoka show. What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to Cantina Talk. So, many people, as well as myself, have been wondering, will we see Jacen Syndulla in the Ahsoka show? Well, there is no doubt in my mind that we will. With Hera and the rest of the Ghost crew being in the show, I just don't see how Jacen wouldn't be in the show or at least mentioned. With all that being said, I believe Jacen Syndulla is actually in fact in the show, and this leak might just prove it. We last saw Jacen at the end of Rebels during the epilogue, which is right after the Battle of Endor that Hera and Rex both served in. I think at the time of the Ahsoka show, Jacen Syndulla would be around 13-ish years old. My biggest question is, who or how would he be trained in the ways of the Force, and is he even Force sensitive? Well, there's a leaked photo from last year's Star Wars Celebration that was in the version of the Ahsoka trailer that they were shown, and there was a shot in the trailer of someone off-screen that looked to be using the Force, or at least attempting to. I think that this is most likely Jacen. If it isn't Jacen, the only other possible candidate would be Sabine, in my opinion. Sabine had learned to use a darksaber and had grown that connection through the Force with it, making it so that she's able to wield it skillfully, unlike Din Djarin and Mando. As well, in Rebels, Sabine had defeated Gar Saxon with Ezra's green lightsaber while he was using the darksaber. With that being said, Sabine is definitely skilled with a saber and might even be Force sensitive. There was also another leaked photo from Star Wars Celebration showing her wielding Ezra's lightsaber and fighting Shin with it. So I believe if it isn't Jacen that was the one that was trying to use the Force, it is more likely that it would probably be Sabine. So with all that being said, I'm going to go with Jacen for the sake of the video. And with that, I have 3 different ideas of who could possibly be training him, but the main one being Huyang. Professor Huyang, better known as Huyang, has been assisting in the training of Jedi, as well as the construction of lightsabers for over 25,000 years. He was most predominantly seen in the Clone Wars, as well as the Old Republic. But we have most recently seen him in the Ahsoka trailer being voiced by David Tennant, who is most notably known for his role in Doctor Who, as well as playing Kilgrave in Jessica Jones. David Tennant also voiced Huyang in the Clone Wars, so I'm glad to see his return. I think with the aid of Ahsoka, Huyang could also be assisting with Jacen's training, especially in the trailer when he says, "Perhaps it is time to begin again."
Perhaps it is time to begin again.
If Huyang isn't the one that is helping Jacen with his training, then my second answer would probably be Ahsoka. The only thing that makes me believe that she might not want to train him would be the same exact reason why she told Din Djarin that she couldn't train Grogu, and that being his attachment to Din. I think that this could be the same with Jacen and his love for his mother Hera. Although, I think maybe by the end of the show, if Ezra is alive and hasn't turned to the dark side, I think that Ezra could be the one training him in the ways of the Force, teaching Jacen everything that Kanan had taught him before. Ezra, in my opinion, with the aid of Huyang, is exactly who I would want to see training Jacen, especially if somehow they recovered Kanan's saber and Jacen is learning with it the same way Ezra had in Rebels. With all of this being said, there was a recent LEGO leak that a new LEGO set called The Ghost is going to be released in September of this year. With that, it is going to be retailing at $169. In that set, it comes with the Ghost, along with 5 figures. The 5 figures being Hera, Chopper, Corey, Jacen, and Zer Leonis. Corey is the Mon Calamari that we had seen in Rebels that had created the B-Wing fighter that was used in liberating Lothal, but also the destruction of both Death Stars. Zer Leonis we last saw in Rebels as well. He was one of the Imperial cadets that Ezra had befriended when he was undercover at the Imperial Academy on Lothal. The Zer had stayed back to find out more information about his sister's disappearance, and that was the last that we saw of him. I for one think this is really cool, but we haven't really heard anything about anyone in particular minus Tamara Morrison playing Captain Rex in the Ahsoka show. So if they have 2 storylines going on, which I think they will because that's usually how Dave Filoni does things with his writing, one of them will most likely follow Ahsoka and Sabine trying to find Ezra, but another would probably be Hera and the rest of the Ghost crew and having to do more with the filler/side questy episodes if there is any. I really hope there isn't, but I would be happy to see more of the Ghost crew in live action. I think it would not only be a great tie-in to Rebels, but would also give us an opportunity to continue their stories in live action. I'm really interested to see what roles they could play in Dave Filoni's Heir to the Empire movie. I am also extremely curious to find out how all these character stories are going to get told, whether it's in Ahsoka or Heir to the Empire. I cannot wait for the show, and I know a lot of you can't wait either. With all that being said, thank you guys so much for watching the video. I hope you all enjoyed, and let me know what you think in the comments down below. And if you haven't checked out my previous video on Rex's return, or Thrawn's backstory, go ahead and check them out. And lastly, may the Force be with you all.